What's up, everybody? My name is Seth, spiritual and business consultant. There's a lot I noticed since there's a lot of set on YouTube. Anyway, whatever. But anyway, man. So look at here, man. The thing is, you have you are you're connected to people. People are connected to you. What's going on is you're feeling, you're catching energy waves. You're catching emotional waves on, you're catching waves on different spectrums. You're catching waves on, you're catching emotional waves. You're catching ideals. You're catching all kinds. It's like a radio, right? But the thing is, your radio, all the um, all the stations are playing at the same time. Like all the, imagine if you had a radio, right? But all the station would be playing at the same time. So all you would hear is like a bunch of people talking, and sometimes you could probably make out what they're saying because some stations would be stronger than another station. Like you would hear, the white noise behind, and then you would hear some music from another station, and then you'd hear another guy talking and another guy, and that guy would sound a little bit, it's not quite clear what he's saying, but the other guy is really clear, So you're catching different sets of mind, right? So what's going on is this ain't this is not a pro like I've said this before. You're being hijacked. Like they're piggybacking off of you, right? The reason why it's hacking, it's personal hacking. You see, even like the recent trend is life hacks, right? They're hacking people's lives, bro. Like they can send energy towards you. They can send certain energy towards you. And regular people are able to do that. They can send energy towards you. They can send things towards you. You can understand messages. You can have messages or understand messages. And certain people are capable of doing that. And it's messed up because you have to understand that if you're if you are like this, it's like being naked, right? It's like walking around naked, bro. Like you're so open to receive people's messages, right? And you're not doing it on purpose. I do it too. That's why I'm talking from experience. It happens to me too. I saw another video. The guy was talking about having crystals and things like that. I'm not very crystally. You know, uh, I do use jewelry to repulse things, and it does work. I do use jewelry, but I use regular jewelry because it depends on the kind of jewelry. I like silver more than gold because silver pushes back. Like if it's like vibranium, it's like Black Panther. It's like vibranium. So when energy hits silver, it goes it absorbs. It doesn't absorbs it, but it stops it, right? Like the energy is gonna bump in it, right? So it's not gonna, it doesn't really like it doesn't reverberate the energy towards the person, but at least if energy is coming towards you, it's gonna like bounce off, right? But there's different materials that do different things. Like quartz crystals absorb energy, right? A lot of people like wearing quartz. They buy quartz crystals, but like the other guy said, you have to put that down because it does absorb the energy, and then you have to put the stone away from you. Like you wear it for a certain amount of time, and then when you start feeling that it's it's starting to get to you, you remove it and you put it there so it'll just evaporate the energy at some time. Like quartz is a very good energy conductor, right? That's why they use it in technology. That's why we have quartz in our computers. We have quartz in our TVs. We have quartz in most technology that we have, right? In our cell phones and things like that. Our video game consoles, light fixtures and things like that. There's quartz in it, right? You know, you got rubies. Rubies are depending if you're matching if you are a matching energy signal with ruby red. It's powerful. Like it emanates energy. Like if you want to emanate your own energy, you would wear red. If you want to, I don't know, if you want to have more emotional balance, you would get something like what's um what's the name again? Not a ruby, the blue one. I forgot the name. The emerald, right? You get an emerald, the emerald crystal. But some of them they're not expensive. Ruby emeralds and things like that, like you could get a big chunk for like you could get a massive chunk of ruby for like $50 or something. It's not expensive. I don't know why when they put it in rings and stuff it's like $3,000 and shit, but but it's not that expensive. But anyway, there's a lot of types of crystals, man. There's staglites, stagnamite, anyway, the crystals that's in the rock and shit. Those are nice too. I'm not a very crystally person. I don't really use those. But I do understand that they function. They have a function and shit. And like basically what I'm saying is, um, there are energies and wave patterns that are catchable by a human. And when you are hearing these voices, when you are seeing these things and you're hearing these voices, that means that you are on the fifth dimension. That means that, well, you can perceive the fifth dimension, right? You can also alter the fifth dimension, right? I don't know about the fourth dimension, but I know that the fifth dimension you are capable of acting in it, right? Because the fourth dimension is very rudimentary and it's basically the laws of physics. And I don't think a lot of people that like scientists have an idea of what the rules of physics is, but what they think is not necessarily what is true, right? Like just because a scientist says, "Oh, well, what goes up must come down," that doesn't make it so. That doesn't make it true. That's what he understands from the experience that he has. But somebody else could have a different experience from what he has. Now, I do understand that these guys make a lot of, they do a lot of research and they do a lot of experimenting in order to dictate that, what goes up must come down. That's the laws of physics, right? I totally understand that. But at the same time, from my point of view, if I have experience seeing something that's down not come up, or something that's up not come down, in my head, that's also part of physics until proven otherwise. So it's kind of like I have this kind of, guilty until proven innocent kind of, what I mean, kind of thing going on, right? You know, unless somebody can tell me quite clear, because I've seen too many things, and what there's too many things going on right now, right? I mean, there's a crazy thing going on in Cuba right now. I don't know what's up with that, but it's pandemonium a little bit everywhere. It's complete pandemonium a little bit everywhere. So, and these things totally, they're still in the realm of my universe and my existence, so as much as for a bunch of other people that studied about the shadow governments and blah blah blah. Those are to those people, to us people, to those people. This is not impossible. This was actually predicted. Just like I predicted all these things too. I did. I predicted these things was gonna happen, and so it's not impossible for me because I already knew it was gonna happen. But to other people, which was in the majority, these things were never gonna happen, right? So you can tell me that the fifth dimension doesn't exist, but at the same time, I don't have any proof that the fifth dimension doesn't exist. Like, just because you said it doesn't exist, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. To me, it just means that you just don't know how or where it is, right? The reason I'm saying that is there's a war going on right now, and it's pretty hectic, right? It's pretty hectic. And if you're capable of shifting your universe, you might be able to escape all this, right? Like, if you're capable of shifting your universe, you might be able to escape all this. But how do you shift your universe? That's the thing. I'm trying to find that out by myself. You see, I have a couple videos I'm gonna re-upload. I hope you guys check it out. I might redo it too, you know, or I might remove some videos that wasn't necessary. Um, but I'm gonna re-upload my Cube series, the Cube series, because it's really important because the government they put us in these cubes. They put us in these cubes, and and it's not our cubes. Our cubes are very important. It's our dimension. Our flower of life, and it's been affected by propaganda and false teachings and false knowledge, right? It's been affected by it, right? So we're all in. I'm in. Everybody's infected because when I was a kid, there's a lot of things I used to believe. It took me a lot of time to understand that everything I learned from a man, right? Like, there's nothing that I know that comes from the beyond, bro. There's nothing, zero, right? And sometimes I think we kind of have this amnesia kind of thing going on where we actually forget that, bro, and we start thinking that it was from the above, but it wasn't. It really wasn't. And the above, as mischievous as they are, they're not going to tell you things you're not supposed to know. So, in actuality, even though you have spirits or higher level entities giving you the answer to certain things, they're just repeating whatever a man wrote in a book a long time ago. They're not telling you the truth, they're telling you the truth known to man. They're not telling you their truth, because their truth is very different from ours. And nobody here has any truth above the beyond. Even I don't have truths from above the beyond, bro. The only thing I feel, I have waves, right? Because I'm an empath. I feel waves. So when you're an empath, it almost looks like you're doing magic. But in actuality, what's going on is I feel the energy. And when you feel energy like that, it's almost like time. You can almost time travel, right? It's like how many times like you hear a music on the radio, right? And you could have swore that you knew that beat before you heard it, because you actually did. Because in the fourth dimension, there's time and there's space. So when you have an idea in your brain, the amount of time that it takes for the talented person to come up with a song, he has to think. But that thinking is actually creating something. So there's a space between when he actually starts making the music and creating the music. So that time, that space, the in between space is now generating, when the person is sure that he's going to create a track, it's now creating a time. So by the time that, it might be a fraction of a second, like, let's say Michael Jackson, let's just say Michael Jackson's a pure musical genius, and it takes him like 5 minutes to make a track. It doesn't matter. In the fourth dimension, time is only equivalent to humans. So for the fourth dimension, time has another name. It's not really time. And by the amount of time that it takes from the creation of the track and you being an empath receiving the information before he even created the track, is because of the time and space that it took for him to think about the track. So it's like, it's quantum physics, man. So when you're an empath, you can't do that all the time. But I think it's mostly because in the general consensus, people know what a good song sounds like, right? So when the global consciousness knows that it just came up with a good song, somebody that's an empath is going to hear that song before the song is created. Even if it took the other guy 5 minutes to make it, but I already knew that he was going to make a good song before he even thought of making that song. Well, in the time in between, he was thinking of making the song and actually creating the song. So time and space, it's I have to. It's a little bit complicated. it's a, it's a little bit complicated. It would take me 2 hours to explain that shit correctly. So, but the thing is, as an empath, you can kind of like travel in time a little bit, man. There's a little bit of time travel there, bro. And me as an empath, right? I can't do that all the time. I'm just grateful for the times that it happens, because I don't really know how that shit works, right? That's above and beyond my pay grade. I'm just grateful when it happens, and I have like sounds in my head sometimes. I mean, like, there's producers that's how they produce. Like, they listen to songs that come from nowhere, that comes from the vastness of the universe. So imagine if somebody had some kind of technology and they could just like listen to songs from the future and create it today. Wouldn't that be fucking crazy? Anyway, I'm getting too far myself. So anyway, man, like I said, man, I'm gonna go right now because this video is too long anyway. But what I'm trying to say is, try to try to use your empathic powers. Try to use your emotional spectrum. Try to use your emotional spectrum in order to know and have foresight on what's going on right now, bro. Because I can't really tell you what's going on right now since I'm on YouTube. I can't really tell you that. But, and trust me, it's not that I don't want to. I really can't do it because if I say too much, I'm gonna get flagged and shit. I don't want to lose I don't want to lose the YouTube channel. So anyway, um, and there's no point making the backup channel because you guys ain't gonna go check out my backup channel anyway. So now no offense, I'm just saying, it's not anyway, because that's why I didn't do a video lately. I got flagged. So anyway, man, back to what I was saying. You can use empathic powers, man, as a listening device, as a guide to knowledge, or discernment, or basically a bullshit meter. You can use your empathic powers for a bullshit meter, bro. You can use it. You can use it to time travel, man. You can use it to time travel, bro. It's just you just have to let go of the notion of time. Time is irrelevant, but it's dangerous at the same time because you're fucking around in the universe, and you're surrounded by monsters, man. There's a bunch of monsters around you, bro. The universe is fucking scary. Most spiritual people are very disrespectful. They're very disrespectful because they think that when they die, or when they think not when they die, they think like if they become like the one, right? It's all fucking fun and games, bro. It's not fun and games. If you're a targeted individual, you basically are having a preview of what it's like to be dead, right? And not just dead, but eternal. You are surrounded by monsters. You're light, surrounded by creatures, Cthulhu monsters, giant centipedes that can fly, and they're all crossing each other. If you ever looked at reality through a telescope, that's what it looks like. Like if you look at water in the telescope, that's the germs and shit. So imagine you're a germ, right? Imagine the planet, all the humans are just the planet itself, it's a germ, right? So in actuality, we are surrounded by a bunch of creatures, like a bunch of like disgusting looking insects, bro. And they're freaking powerful insects. It's like Dune, right? It's like Dune. You ever seen the movie Dune? They go on this planet, Arrakis, I think the name of the planet is Arrakis. Arachnid. And there's a bunch of sandworms, and they're all like, you know, it's like Dune. And the guy in Dune, he's a powerful dude, right? But he's so small compared to these creatures, and these creatures just like crossing each other, just flying. That's what life is. You're a minuscule germ speck surrounded by a bunch of freaking creatures. So there's always something bigger than us all the time. There's always something bigger, bro. But at the same time, these same creatures, just like in Dune, have immense power. And since the lucky part is we are not just power, we are taught. That's the difference between us and the rest of the universe. We're not just blazing light. We are mind. We are mind over matter. We are mind over matter, bro. Everything around you is matter, but you are mind and matter. So that's why you can use the power of these creatures that are flying around you, because that's what you're doing. If you're in you only see atom on the subatomic level. So all these creatures that you see, all the dust particles that you see, those are atoms. Those are the things that you're using to create things. So you're using dirt. In actuality, if you believe in the laws of attraction and all those things, you're literally using dirt as power. You know what I mean? Facts. True story. Anyway, this video is too damn long. Like I said before, man, I'll see you guys on the next one, bro. Have a good one. Peace out.